How's it going? I have another spreadsheet for you. It's a quick look at break-even points for Social Security. We're going to look at 3 different ages, 62, 67, and 70. And then we're going to see what happens over time if they get a certain percentage each year, or if you have expenses in consideration with also the increases. So right now we're going to take a look at Wanda Worker. I'm just grabbing her sample Social Security statement. You can see what she's supposed to get when she's 67, 70, and then 62. So those are the values we're going to go off of. We'll come back here, and you can see I just added them right here. Some other information that I added was starting expenses. I put expected increases in those expenses. It's customizable here. I mean, since maybe you want to do some go-go, slow-go, and no-go years as well, or however you want to model your expenses over time. I have a starting balance for investments or different funds that you expect to be taken out of, and then overall what your returns are expected for any of the investments or the Social Security savings. And then lastly in here is the COLA for Social Security. So you can look here, 2020 looks like to be 2.3, and then it goes to 2.4, but you could use whatever you want. So let's go back real quick. So let's put something in here a little bit different. We'll go with 40,000. 3% is fine. We'll do something more conservative at 5, and we'll do the COLA, just what it said for 2020, whatever that might be later on. So those are the main settings. So let's look at the table down below. So here we just have our expenses. Not the whole table will use these expenses, but we'll go over left to right to help you see what's going on here. So you could change these to be above 100 or below 100. If they're above, it's increasing over the previous year. If it's less, you could decrease. First area, 62. Here we have the age, just going for 30 years. We're starting off at 15,768. That was just the amount from the PDF times 12. So that's when we start off, and then each year we're increasing by the COLA amount. And then over time, just each year it increases. Middle column is showing your balance if you saved your Social Security instead of spending it. And then this 5% is what you're expected to get. And that's just a constant rate. So nothing fancy, no negative years or positive years, which I'll go over later is one of the limitations of the spreadsheet and usually break-even point calculations anyways. But you can kind of see how it's going up over the years. I'll go over the other 67 as well before I go into the last column of each of these. Here we're doing the same thing, but we're not starting Social Security until 67. So it continues to get the COLA increase, and it doesn't get the reduction. So the amount is higher as when we first start out. And then you can see here, each year since we started later, these bold and blacker values are the higher ones. So you see here at 67, so the break-even is around 82 to 83. And then 70, you can kind of see the same thing. We don't start until 70. We continue to get the COLA increases, and then we also get the 8% a year between your full retirement age and 70. The starting yearly amount for Social Security is 33,000. The break-even didn't happen until around 84. After that, it's more beneficial. So I kind of threw in another idea I had where we look at if we need an account balance. So as the thing says, it's independent of this column we just looked at. But this is looking at your account balance and expenses. This previous one didn't look at expenses at all. It was just straight you get a check from Social Security, it goes straight into your investments. So this one looks at, it has your investments, it has expenses, and the leftover will either go to your account or it will be deducted if there's more expenses than Social Security coming in. Then you'll still get your 5% for your investment amounts. And payments are being taken out every month. So your expenses are taken out every month, and same thing, your Social Security is being deposited every month as well. So it's a little bit more accurate calculation using the future value. Quickly pause it here. I'll let you check this out on your own. If you're interested, let me know in the comments so I could do a video on that as well. So here you're ahead until 82, and then 83 you are if you waited till 67, and then after 84 and higher you're better off at it. Wait until age 70. So you can see different charts. We got and here we see the end difference. We're just looking at the last row in the different columns. So we're looking at 62 and 67, 62 and 70, and 67 and 70, and shows the difference for each one. Here's a little chart of your account balance going down. So 67 and 70 start going down at the same rate, and then you start taking Social Security at 67 is the red one. Blue is 62. You see you run out of money around 91, and then the red one, 67 is also pretty low, and then finally 70 is still positive, but it's going down pretty quickly as well. And that was 40,000 on 550,000 a starting balance. So you can play around the different numbers and see, maybe you expect to get a little bit more and you get to 6%. You saw all these numbers go down, so it's better off to take it in the beat at 62. There was no best of in 67, and then 70 started at 85, so it's a little later. And you can see here 62 is starting to go down, but the others are leveling off a little bit. And then maybe you don't take as much out, only 35. Then you can kind of see we're leveling off certain ones, and then we're going pretty much up according to the accounts for 70. Then you could play again around with the increases or any of these other values. You could see different values with Social Security if you work longer or retire sooner, and then you can play around with the different numbers. So some of the limitation is you don't know when you're going to die, so you don't know if 92 is going to be last year. I'm not taking into consideration taxes, if COLAs are going to increase or by what amount, so you can change it, but you never know. I'm using a constant rate of return. I'm not calculating any of the family, survivor, or spousal benefits. And then if any of Social Security change, we also don't know what will happen with these calculations. So something interesting to check out. Play around with the spreadsheet. I'll put a link to my website in the show notes, so you can go there and grab it for free. So if you have any comments or suggestions, let me know in the comments below. And have a nice day. Talk to you later.